structure at that time. There are some kind of changes that are happening there. The time we are living at this moment, we are having in a transitions. What kind of transitions are happening? One is age transition that's happening due to changes in fertility and mortality. Another one transition from rural to urban. One transition from family transition is happening there, from joint family, extended family to nuclear family at this moment. And also you see that the health and mortality transition, that means disease transition is happening here. Causes of death pattern is changing over the year. So non-communicable diseases are now much more common at this moment. And all these transitions, actually, urban transitions, migration transitions, these are happening and impacting on our society. But due to change in the age structure of the populations, what's happening there? So if you go through the stage 3, Bangladesh is now currently at the stage 3. So falling birth rate, low death rate, moderate population growth. So in this category time, a country experience followed by European Western countries, country may get an advantage of getting benefits through using the structure of the population. But based on that, so if we think about the demography of Bangladesh, what I would like to mention that Bangladesh is experiencing the third stage of demographic transition, as I told you, that changes are happening there. After a while, I will show you the percentages and proportions. What's happening there? Working age population is now much more higher than young dependent populations. At the same time, also a few minutes ago, by a previous presenter already talked about the aging population. That is also being increased time to time. So based on the UN population divisions data set, you see that in 2017, Bangladesh is now 166 million population. Working age population, if you think in terms of demography, which is 15 to 59, but in other countries may think 15 to 64. So 15 to 59 is 64% of Bangladeshi population working. That is the highest in working age population in the history. At the same time, elderly population is 7.1%, but Bangladesh Sample Vital Registration System, that is SVRS, it was showing that 8% of the total population, those who are aged 60 and up at this moment. And then child population is also 0 to 40. Those who are young dependent population is around 28%. So emerging population issues under sustainable development goal era, we find that changes in fertility, but adolescence fertility is still common in Bangladesh. Mortality levels significantly reduced. Early marriage is persisting, and also aging and disability issues. This also needs to be considered, taking the benefits for Bangladesh in coming time in terms of. So let's come to the demographic dividend. Generally, economists, we are saying that this is an accelerated economic growth that begins changing in the age structure of the population due to high birth to low birth rate, as well as also high death rate to low death rates. But this is the accelerated economic growth. This is an opportunity. It doesn't mean that if you have a working age population, you will definitely get maximum benefits. You cannot say such kind of these things. But the thing is that fewer relatively young peoples to working age population, that will give you one kind of impression that you may get maximum benefits through implementing your national policies or short-term or long-term policies to work well. And also composition of labor force, that will make a big impact unless we think that old age population is increasing. That might be another one concern for in terms of second demographic dividend after a while. I will show you a model. So this is the actually demographic dividend model. So what is the thing is you can see there's a population structure here. You will find fertility decline, mortality decline, then change in the age structure of the population. But your maximum, our ultimate goal to accelerate the economic growth by changing the age structure of the population. So what might be the other potential gear? That means number was the health. This is the education, economics, and the governance. Sometimes we are always thinking about the economics, but we never consider these things or investing in which other aspects. So as a whole, we'll change this. So changing the population structure, then change in the labor force composition, and then potential savings subject to opportunity, increase investment, and finally we may get the positive outcome. So if we think in this way, then come to this definition, as I told you, the demographic transitions model. So Bangladesh now, if we think about the demographic dividend 1, so it's like if the working age population is higher and dependent population, that means young dependent lower. So in demographic dividend, under phase demographic transition 3, we have high fertility to low fertility, and then declining fertility. But another one is the phase 4. So Bangladesh already transition experience phase 1, phase 2, and now in the phase 3. So now future one, we certain didn't talk about it. This is another one, demographic dividend. This is demographic dividend 2. That's more investment from the older age cohort people that can also accelerate economy and other aspects. So we'll not talk about this one because now we are talking about the only demographic dividend 1. So let's think about the which countries got by areas of the region maximum benefits. If we think in that way, East and South Asia, they experienced in terms of first and second demographic mostly 4.32. So among all other reasons, then the question came out, why the East Asian countries get most benefits in terms of other countries? Behind that, if you think about the Bangladesh and Malaysia, you see always the scatter diagram shows that Malaysia is always very close to the straight line, but Bangladesh also get the benefits in terms of in getting demographic dividend, but Malaysia is working more well than Bangladesh capitalizing or utilizing the workforce. So in that case, so what's happening? They produce quality human resource base, secondly, high rates of savings and investment, and then successful employment growth rate, and then open economy and favorable investment, what we have seen, and quality public institutions, and also increase the female labor force participations. That we find out some, even from the Andrew Masson's article also like this. So let's think about some estimation. So economists, one economist from Dhaka University, Professor Bozullah Khandekar, with his co-author, they estimated one kind of economic support ratio based on that Bangladesh, how long it may take the benefits of demographic dividend. So if you think about the fertility, mortality, the median variant, that means, well, economic support, so 1990s, they think that maximum is in 2035. So since 2015, Bangladesh has a time as 20 years, so now it's 2019. So the time is really not so much in that context. But what's our thinking is that, so we also thinking some, doing some research work, where I'm also a co-author of that statement. How does dependency ratio affect economic growth in the long run? Evidence, it will come out in the Journal of Developing Areas in the next month, I think. And also another one, long-run relationship between dependency ratio and economic growth in Bangladesh. So time series evidences we did, this is also under review of the papers. So what's the findings of our study there? We find that negative and significant long-run impact of dependency ratio on per capita growth, that means a reduction in dependency ratio, is expected to have a positive impact on per capita growth. And over time, with reduction in dependency ratio, the proportion of working age population has increased, leading to positive contribution towards economic growth. That's what we can generalize. But what's the research question of my presentation today, why I'm talking to you? The research question, number one question was, are there changes in age structure in Bangladesh over last 3 decades and future scenario, particularly focusing on SDG goal 2030 and beyond? And that second research question was, is there any long-run economic implications of demographic, education, and health variables of time series data? And third research question, are the national policies keep up with the changing demography, economic, and social consequences of age structural changes under new era of SDGs and further? So based on these 3 research questions, I will try to explain a little bit one by one. So let's come to the data and methods from what kind of data we have used. So for data world population prospects in 2017 revision UN population data we have used, and for seeing the age structure of the population. And for empirical evidences for demographic dividend model, we have taken since 1971 to 2016 data from World Development Indicators data. So, and with the implication of demographic, education, and health variables, we incorporated in the models and have seen. And then policy relevances review what we have in 7 years plan of the government. This is the current one. Even population policy 2012. Also other policies we also reviewed over the years. So let's come to the models or explanation, because this is come to the research question 2. But I will research question 2. But the thing is that I'd like to mention that what's we have think. So in model 1, these are the log of per capita GDP, log of gross fixed capital formation, working age population, log of trade. Mostly all are economic variables. And then we have incorporated in the model 2, public spending on education, and then model 3, total dependency ratio for demography, and the model 4, health variables, log of under-5 mortality rate. So we have chosen one, and then we have found what's kind of the result. So let's come to the results. What we have done, the first question was are there changes in the age structure of the population over the last 3 decades? And future scenario, as I told you, looking for the SDGs. So this is the population pyramid of Bangladesh. So if you look through 1950, the population pyramid age structure, at that time high fertility and also high mortality at that time. But later you see in 2017, what's the current Bangladesh is almost facing this phenomena, ideal, it's a good shape, but the working age population is much more concentrated higher. But in 2050, what will be happening? So elderly population will be increased, and also look through the SDG 2030, and the elderly population will be increased much more higher. So if you think about the changes in age structure, the demographic transition, we think that crude birth rate and crude death rate all are declining, and these are the indicators we can see that one kind of transition is going on there. So death rate is declining, and also fertility rate, also growth rate, severe crude birth rate is also declining over the years. Let's say total population growth rate and TFR, that is also in a declining positions, and TFR very close to the replacement level. In the replacement level, we see 2.3 to 2.1 actually in demography, the replacement level of fertility. So population growth and so over the years is declining, but what's happening total fertility rate and the contraceptive prevalence rate in Bangladesh? You see that if you think about the Bangladeshi transitions, so 1975, it was like 6.3 average. That means one woman reproductive age when all those were aged 15 to 49. So average live births at that time they give around 6.3. But today's Bangladesh 2014, because this is the latest available demographic and health survey data, it was saying 2.3, right? Very close to the replacement level, but 2.1 is the. So, but there is at the same time we think the fertility decline, but at the same time contraceptive prevalence rate is also increasing. But after a while, we found that almost stagnant. 2011 to, but during these figures we found that even TFR is very close to the replacement level, but regional level there's some kind of differences, particularly for Sylhet and Chittagong, they are quite higher than other regions. So my questions are, and also for declining fertility, what I told you, the TFR 2.3 since 1994, that's a good thing. And SBRS is saying it's a 2.05. Decline in mortality, under-5 mortality is also significantly declined. Infant mortality is also declined, we have target. But for maternal mortality, it's quite still high in Bangladesh, but overall it's a decline. Life expectancy increase, 72 years almost, right? So these are the things that what's happening there. But in terms of working age population, if we think about the 15 to 64, those who are demographically, if we think working age population is a peak time, you may see this is the 2040 or 41, 40. This is the highest proportion. And then at the same time, it will also decline later the working age population. So if you think about the elderly population, also 60 plus, you see that if you say go 2030, 11.7, and that will be by Bangladesh wants to become a middle income, a developed country, and then 16.3% will be the elderly populations. So how we will address this elderly population, that will be another one concern. And, but the thing is currently, the good shape is like that if we calculate these two figures, 15 to 24, and then 15 to 25, these are around 64%. That's a big asset for Bangladesh at this moment currently. So in that context, if you go to the government data, like sample vital registration system data, it was saying that 15 to 64 is almost 65.6%. So even comes to the different data stores, almost very close there. But the elderly populations, it was saying that 8%. So based on this, if we think about the total dependency ratio, you say that dependency ratios are declining if you think about the median, but after a while it will rise. So by 2040, it will be increasing. And also for the working age population, if you think the 15 to 64 based on the UN, so it will also 2040 or 41 looks like that. So the study shows that. So if you go through this one, and then what you can see, total dependency ratio, child dependency ratio, and old dependency ratio. So this is the 15 to 64. So working age category. So we see the ratio of the population is 0 to 40 and 65 years plus. So this is the if you think the rate then let's come to the 2036 or something, and after that we found that dependency ratio is increasing. And why it will be increasing? Because elderly population will be increased, and the more contribution will be there. So we have to think about that, how much time we have favorable dependency ratio, that we need to consider. So in that context, what's the result based on the research question 1? Research question 1 was, is there any long run relation? Research question 2, because research question 1 is we have seen the changes in the age structure of the population, and dependency ratio is also in the favorable conditions at this moment. But research question was 2 was saying like this, that what's the long run relationship among the demographic dividend model, what we're saying that demographic, economic, and health model, and education model. So in the models, what we are seeing, as I told earlier mentioned to you, in the model 1, these are the four log of per capita GDP, fixed capital formation, working age population, trade, and per capita spending. This comes to model 2, dependency ratio model 3, and then undefined model 8, that's the health variable indicates there. So what's the findings was suggesting that? Interesting thing that, well, these are the statistically positive, significant, we see having didn't find, but this is also two significant thing. But interesting thing that if you think of the undefined mortality also, this 1% reduction in undefined mortality rate will significantly increase per capita GDP 0.55%. So this is one of the argument what we are saying that yes, if you invest in another one, it may benefit in another economic returns. So based on this, what we have the results 3. Are the national policies keep up with demographic dividend or changing structure of the population? The question is that what's the policy initiative in context of Bangladesh? We find the national population policy that's happened in 2012, another one earlier, another population policy in 2004, and then national health policy 2011, education policy 2010, prospective plan is already until 2021 and formatted, and then 7 5-year plan 2016 and 20. That I will focus on demographic dividend, and then 4th population health and nutrition sector program that will be until 2022. National Population Council, that is an executive body under the leadership of Prime Minister, who will monitor every 6 months to demographic and population issues or changes any positive outcome of the country. Then let's come for national policy on the older population, skill development policy 2011, and national youth policy, that's the latest one in 2017, and also other policies. So based on this, I'm trying to question, are these policies out of criticisms? The question is, under changing demographics, the population issues well addressed in these policies? First, the question is like, second one, are the policies updated yet? And thirdly, are there limitations regarding good governance? So based on this, if we think about the population policy 2012, so you think that TFR 2.1 to reach NRR by 2015. So still TFR is a 2.3 based on demographic and health survey 2014. And then also for, if we think about the national health nutrition programs, and it's also you see by 2000, if you look through the life expectancy TFR, it was by 2015, it was supposed to go 2.1 by 2021. So the target is in 2021 to go to the replacement level. But for another one, prospective plan of the governments, it was saying that TFR reductions to 1.7. That means 1.7 by 2021. So it was like this. So among that, also if you go through the national health policy, it was by 2021 the replacement level of fertility, that means the 2.1. So ultimately 2021 is the target to reach the 2.1, but currently we are 2.3. But national health policy, I'm saying as a 7 5-year plan. In the plan, it was saying that 2.3 or 2.0 by 2020. So now you see the 2.0 by 2020, it was the target. And then if you go for the health, nutrition, population sector program, it was saying by 2022, they will reach 2. So the thing is that what I'm saying that if you think of the policies, documents, different policies exist, definitely all the policies are good in terms of, but the target, where we would like to reach, different targets, and there's a mismatch among those policies within that. So let's come to the first presence of demographic policy document.
For 5 minutes?
Sure, I'll finish it. So the first 5 years, 7 5-year plan, for the first time in the history of Bangladesh, demographic dividend issues came out in this policy. So it was like the 666 page document. It was saying that for level 4s, so it was until 2061. So the plan was thinking that by 2061 they will get the maximum benefits, but our studies are showing that it will not go for such a longer period of time. So, and also the demographic dividend is expected to come over the next decade. We will say that no, it's now the current time, what's happening here. So in the documents, if you think about the young group, those who are aged 15 to 24 age group, among this age group, if you think that I would like to show the positive, but also what kind of challenge for Bangladesh. If you think the Asia Pacific countries, in the Arab region, Asia Pacific and Arab states, if you look to the Bangladesh, you see that male and female, there is a huge variations. About around 40% of Bangladeshi young population, those who are not in education, not in employment, not in training. Among them, females are more vulnerable than in compared to males. Around 60% of females, they are not in that. So in that context, how will you get the maximum benefits of demographic dividends? So in that context, I'd like to make a conclusion that now research question number 1, changes in the age structure suggest that 2/3 of the total population, as I told you, that 64.5% of the working age population, this could be stimulus for demographic dividend in Bangladesh. Remember that demographic dividend is an opportunity. You may gain the benefit, but it doesn't mean so automatically it will come. And then challenge for Bangladesh, what I will say a few minutes ago. So there are two options, whether we will get benefit for maximum benefits or miss this demographic dividend. But currently Bangladesh, what's happening with the adolescents, girls, those who are aged under 19, 10 to 19. Among this age group, we know that child marriage is very persistent in Bangladesh at this moment. Due to child marriage, they leave education, also repeated pregnancy, illness and death, maternal morbidity, and informal work, and insecurity displacement, and insecure old age. So this will impact in terms of not getting benefits from marriage. But at the other hand, if you go for this group of women, girl children go to school, they can get employment, they can get more adult marriage, and then security for future, and also for the lifelong empowerment, decision making, this will happen. So the opportunity and challenges still we have, but the second thing, in terms of research questions too, what we say, the increase in the working age population, we have seen in the model that increase in working age population, acceleration of trade, reducing under-5 mortality can be stimulus for demographic dividend at this moment. And over the time with reduction in dependency ratio, the proportion of working age population has increased and leading to a positive contribution towards economic growth. And thirdly, the research questions, what I would like to national policies keep up in changing demographics or changing social consequences due to age structures. What's happening? The policies are not adequately updated. The issue of demographic dividend is not well addressed yet, and there is an absence of good governance to implement the policies. Because we have to address that once we set the target, then definitely why we fail to achieve the target, or if we achieve the target, we also need to address that what's the reason behind the success. So there are pros and cons, both we need to think about that one. So in 2004 population policy and 2012 policy, there is no basic difference, the same target, same indicators, but still we need to go further. Under this, I think I should say about the implications of this. This is very simple research. I think that we should prepare for the next cohort of working age population, that is increasing working age population, further reduction in dependency ratio, acceleration of trade, and reducing under-5 mortality should be the priority of concern in policies and plans, and more coordination and integration of demographic issues among the policies and plans with updated required following the SDGs goal and further. And the limitations of our research finding, definitely our research has some limitations. In non-use of governance variable, remember that I was showing that the demographic dividend model has the governance was one of the important factors, but we didn't incorporate the governance because due to lack of data in WDI, World Development Indicators data for a longer period of time, so we couldn't do that one. But it could be interesting if we got that data in the model. No, some and not added some other variables like political instability in the model. And also, because political stability is important, Sri Lanka needs the benefit of demographic, not just the political instability. So there is a scope to examine a composite model, because we have gone separate model, but we need to incorporate all the variables into one model and then see what might be our interesting findings might be coming out, and that could be interesting to estimate further. So with this, we need to consider the issue also of the structural break in that one. So with this, I'd like to acknowledge the world population data, that means world development indicators data, as well as UN population division 2017 revision data, as we use those data from there. And also we have to think that creation of opportunity, the creation is done, but we need to capitalize and prolonging the demographic dividend through short-term or long-term policies in context of Bangladesh. And the development of Bangladesh can be done through, as we told, that demographic dividend and the demand, and another one is the democracy. So 3D actually really meaningful in context of Bangladesh to get the maximum potentials. And with this, I'd like to conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.